Hey, how's it going, everyone? Justin again, as always. Thanks for watching my channel. Welcome back to the unboxing portion of the Titanium Unlimited 200. So for those of you that are just coming into this video for the first time and you didn't see the one before it, I'll try to throw a card up here, but I did run into an issue when we were actually testing the wire out from the 3 different types of solid core wire that we had available between Lincoln, Hobart, and Vulcan. And we also switched over to the flex core. Unfortunately for our solid core, the shielding gas wasn't coming through my MiG 170. I had the MiG 170 just a hair under 8 months, and it appeared that either the regulator had gone bad or something internal had gone bad, leaving it to where basically all I had was a flux core welder. I wasn't too discouraged though. I did pick up the extended warranty for 1 year, so I knew I had some time left, but I took it in to see what all could be done about this. Also, being an Inside Track Club member and not knowing about the huge parking lot sale that they had coming up, I actually found out that they had the Unlimited 200 on sale for $629.99. And because I'm an Inside Track Club member, I was able to get early access to that coupon, and I was able to use that voucher 1 day before the huge parking lot sales event. So those of you that wanted to know about what kind of savings and benefits you can get with the Inside Track Club, man, I'm telling you, when I had a problem with this welder and I went in, I was able to make that upgrade hassle-free, switch right on over to the Titanium Unlimited 200 from the Titanium MiG 170, still get an extended warranty option. I paid for the 2-year this time instead of the 1 year, just to make sure that we were absolutely going to be covered should there be any hiccups along the way. Now again, I am not a professional welder, I'm novice at best, but I can tell you this much, for intermittent use and being a DIY at-home hobbyist, you most definitely are going to want that extended warranty agreement should something happen. Now, that's not saying that you couldn't potentially still get parts for this in case anything internal happens outside of your warranty coverage, because you can call the customer service number, and if I find it, I'll try to put it down here in the description for you. But you can actually call them and get parts sent to your house or shop or wherever it is that you have that welder. Now, what is this welder? Guys, it's a multi-tool. It's all in one. It's stick, it's MIG, it's TIG. It can do aluminum, it can do flux core. This thing is the freaking bee's knees. Okay, should I say it's the bee's knees? I haven't used it yet. But the functionality of a Swiss Army knife, right? I am super excited about the unlimited possibilities that I have with the Unlimited 200. Pun intended. Okay, let's go ahead and open this bad boy up, see what all comes with it. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. Let's do this. What do we got going on here in the beginning? Okay, so first things first, we have our instruction manual, followed by a guide on how to set up and hook up for either stick, MIG, or TIG. We also have a little bag of consumables, which we're all familiar with when it comes to the MiG, right? You got that extra little spool that we can flip back and forth between 35 and 30 thousandths. We got another little tip here in case you want to go soft tip and switch out from that metal tip. We got a couple of extra little adapters, I believe 30 and 35 thousandths, so that's pretty awesome. What kind of wire did we get? So for our wire, we got some solid wire, and this is in 30 thousandths, so that's nice. Came with a roll of that. And this is another roll of, now this is a flux core roll of 30 thousandths. So we got flux and we got our solid. So they gave us one of each, so that's pretty awesome. Alright, here's that regulator. Looks pretty much identical to the one that we had issues with. Hopefully we don't have any issues with this regulator. If we do, I might have a different set of opinions when it comes to titanium. But as of this point, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? What's that whole fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. So we'll see. Okay, we'll see how this holds up. I'm still looking forward to this thing, especially it being a multi-tool of sorts. Okay, let's go ahead and open up the top lid here. Let's get this machine out. Okay, first box in here. Welding cable, ground, and gas hoses. So that's important. That's going to be our MIG setup. That's more than likely what we're going to be using it for in the beginning. Let's see what else we got in here. Tig Torch Setup. So they did give us a Tig Torch Setup. We're going to look at that here in a minute. Got this big plastic bag. We do have our 240 to 120 adapter, so that's awesome. Same as before, right? And now we got the big dog right here. Alright, so here's our machine. Get our power cable out. Set that on down right there. This is the 240 end. Okay, there is nothing left in the box except for plastic and foam. Slide it on over. Okay, so as far as overall dimensions go, it does appear to be a little bit heavier than the MiG 170. However, the actual width of it appears to be relatively close in the same exact width that the other one was. The digital display screen does look a lot similar, only they do have an extra added function here between running MiG or stick. We still got our 2T, 4T, we still got our inductance, we still got our voltage, and we still have our wire speed. Now this will be controlled for stick, TIG, as well as wire. This is MiG and stick, so it covers everything. Here's our power, an alarm in case you're overheating, and working amps. Does kind of appear that the sticker that they used on here is lifting up a little bit. Not a big deal. We'll just push it back down with our finger. Okay. Rock and roll. Let's open it up. Alright, so as I said, sometimes, just sometimes, they give you some goodies on the inside. So I'm going to spin this around so you can see. So in here, what did they give us? Okay, so here is our MiG gun. The titanium MiG gun that we were expecting. I thought maybe it might be in the box, but there's our titanium MiG gun. Okay, Tig Torch Setup. So in this box, we have another little bag of consumables for our Tig Torch. 3 cones, couple of rods, and a little dealio over here. Okay, here's the actual Tig Torch itself. They got all these little special ties on there. Okay, so on the top here, now someone was saying that with TIG, sometimes you use a foot pedal. I think they sell that separately, I'm not sure. But there is some kind of an adjustment knob here. So once we start getting into TIG welding, we'll figure out how to use that and what that's for. I've been watching, was it Mike Festive? I'll have to look at it again. I'll put the link to his channel down in the description. The guy has done a lot of super awesome videos that have to do with the titanium as well as the Vulcan lineup. Okay, so this is our TIG setup. So we're going to set that to the side. Welding cable, ground cable, gas hose. Let's open that up. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So in this box, we have, it's freaking awesome. So here's your stick welder, made out of plastic here. Put it on there, right? We'll mess with that. That'll probably be one of the things that we'll mess with once we get the electrical hooked up for sure. I'm going to go ahead and separate the arc welder clamp for right now. We don't need that right now because I'm not planning on doing any arc welding or stick welding at the moment. So we'll set that to the side and we'll use that at a later date. Alright, let's just go ahead and we'll set this up for our solid core. We're going to put our ground on the ground. We'll loop this guy around over here for now. We'll make this will go into our positive jack. We will need the wire that comes from here, comes out. Okay, let's see, that's the gas tube, that's already hooked up. There's this. Let's get our MIG gun out. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and insert the rod for our MIG gun. There is a wing nut on the back here on the inside. I'll take a picture of it and show you, but You're going to want to loosen that up because on the inside it's already threaded in. That's to lock this in place. So I'm going to back it out till it's flush with the inside brass, and then I'm just going to insert I know, it's fine. It's my tool. A little bit of spit on the O-rings might help it slide in just a little nicer. Like so. Perfect. Okay, now that we're in, I can tighten down my wing nut. Like so. And we'll bring around this little dude and we'll plug him on in. So let's see here. This has got a one direction too. You'll look for the little notch on the inside. And then you'll just simply line this up and it clicks right on in. Cool. So we're set up for a MIG now. I have to make my adjustment. A lot of this information I've already covered in previous videos, so feel free to check those out. But I'm going to run our tension down to 3. I'm going to loosen that up. I'm going to unspool this. I'm going to make sure it's set to 30 thousandths. Alright, so at this point we have pretty much everything hooked up except for the gas and the spool of wire and our regulator. So we're going to hook this up and let's hope this regulator works. Taking the rubber cap off the back, we're just going to take a look at this hose. I have no restriction through the hose. All I did was simply blow through that one until I heard air come out. So now using a 3/4 inch wrench and a 17 millimeter, I'm just going to lightly snug that one down. Like so. We're not on 240, we're on 120, so we're going to want to switch that switch over to that just so we don't forget. We do want to make sure that we're closed. And then outside of blowing off all the little foam, we're just going to clean out our tank input. So even though we did it this morning. Alright, so now I'm going to thread this one in. Okay, that's a little bit better than snug. Now here's my curiosity. So first we're going to open this up, right? Let me bring this closer so you guys can see. Okay, hopefully you can see that. 0, 0. I'm going to open this up. This should be closed. We should have pressure here. Nothing should come out of here. I do not have the other end of the hose hooked up yet. And we have pressure. Now, even though I have not opened the valve all the way up yet, which I probably can, I'm sure it's not going to hurt to do so. Now what I'm going to do to make sure that we don't have a problem here with our diaphragm on this regulator is I'm going to open it up and wait to see if I don't hear a psh. Okay, so gas has come out and I have backed it off. I had a little bit of pressure and went down. So I'm backed off now. Now I'm going to take this end and I'm going to hook it up. Same 2 wrenches as before. I'm taking the 3/4 and the 17. I'm just going to tighten this one up. Tight. Now the only thing I have left to do is connect this to the wall, get our spool of wire put on. But before I put the wire on and I go through that whole hassle, we're going to see if any gas comes through the end of our MIG nozzle. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm somewhere between 19 and 20. Okay, the last time I had it at 20. Not exactly sure where to set it on. I think my dad's might have been at around 18 or 20 as well. So now I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. We'll see if we don't hear some gas coming out the other end. You guys are here with me, okay? I'm going to, if MIG gas comes out of here, then we're ready to rock and roll. If MIG gas does not come out of here, titanium, Harbor Freight, you guys are letting me down. Let's do this. Hopefully you can hear the titanium. Can be a little bit on the loud side with the fan. Oh, you hear that shit. Listen. Okay, so the MiG 170 did not do that, but the 200 is. Wow, we're gonna have us some fun. All right, for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shut the valve off to our argon. I feel like that's closed. Now at this point, this brings me back to almost the first couple days of having the MiG 170, to be honest. Because if you guys recall, when I brought it home and I was doing the unboxing and I had it hooked up to this tank for the very first time, I could not get the pressure to release. And it was at that time that I probably had the issue some 8 months back from unboxing, only nobody told me, at least not that I remember, and I haven't been back to that video to read the comments, but wow. Okay, now this time we've closed our diaphragm valve now. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and close our tank just because. Okay. Now theoretically this should maintain pressure, and once I pull the trigger we should lose the line pressure here at this other valve. Yep. All the way down to 0. Bam. I'll do that again here and I'll put the video clip in so you guys can see what that looks like. Okay, as you guys can see, valve's open. Okay. Now, we'll close the valve. You see what happens? I used whatever was left from the argon until it was depleted. Now I'm going to go ahead and close it completely and watch what's left here. There. Now any pressure that was left inside of our regulator is empty between the regulator and the tank, and all line pressure is completely empty over here. Alright, let me tack it up. Make sure I hear the hiss. Oh yeah. Okay. True Lincoln Super Arc. Night and freaking day. Woo! Well, turns out I don't really suck at welding after all. How about that? Let's revisit, shall we? Titanium MiG 170. Had some issues, right? This is the Lincoln Super Arc 30,000s. No shielding gas. At least the machine wasn't working properly. Okay, Lincoln Super Arc 30,000s, titanium 200 unlimited, where the shielding gas works. So maybe I'm not that half bad at welding after all, because I'm actually pretty damn impressed with how this came out versus this. If I would have known from the get-go this is what was going on, and I probably would have taken it back and gotten another titanium MiG 170. But I'll tell you what, since I didn't find out about it till about almost 8 months after the fact, when you guys said something, then stepping it up to this unlimited 200, being in a position where I actually could afford to throw a few extra bucks to the next step or the next level, which is going to give us more options. I'm telling you what, I'm thoroughly impressed now. I was happy before. It was still a better weld overall than the Chicago Electric 90F. Nothing wrong with that thing, just pretty spattery, right? Then going to this and I was like, man, well, it's no Miller. And I'm not saying that this makes it a Miller either. But this, compared to this, my hula meter, my happy meter, just went from about a 5, maybe 6, to a fucking 10. A fucking 10, man. I am killer excited about this shit. There's like no spatter hardly whatsoever on this piece. The weld came out super clean. Hardly any silicone. Hardly any browning. It's amazing what the quality of your weld will look like given the perfect environment, a fully functioning tool, having a clean tip, having a clean nozzle, having a clean feeder, having the tension set right, having all the voltages and everything set right, and then you get this. Oh yeah, baby. I'm freaking tickled pink. Rest assured, as soon as my electrical's been upgraded, we're gonna be doing a hell of a lot more welding, especially now that I got welds looking like that. Daddy's ready to party. That being said, let me grab a beer. Alright guys, that's all I got for this video. Thanks for all of your help. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for telling me what was going on, because I wouldn't have known without your help. This is where you guys really soar. This is what I'm talking about. The type of community that helps one another out. And I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I was able to get in there before the warranty expired. I was able to upgrade to the next level. And we actually got a fully functioning machine. And you have just made your boys, so fucking happy right now. So cheers to those of you that have your beers. We'll see you guys next time. Deuces.